Welcome back, everybody, and today we're going to be talking about 10 mistakes to avoid when you're flipping. But before we get into the video, we've reached 100 subscribers, so I just want to say thank you to everybody who has subscribed and everybody who is going to subscribe. Alright, let's go ahead and get into the video.
So, starting out at number 1. Drastically cutting margins of profit so items can sell quicker. This not only hurts your profits, but it also hurts other flippers' profits. And guys, that's something that we don't want to do. You know, we're a community here, so whenever you cut the margin on items, sure, you'll sell it quicker, but in the end, you're not going to make as much profit. Now, there's obvious cases where the margin has switched, so you have to drop the price, but in cases where you're just trying to get it to sell quicker, it's not fun for either party. So I just recommend don't change the margin, don't cut your profits unless you absolutely have to. Coming in at number 2 is waiting, I would say, over 10 minutes for a high cost item to sell. Now I consider high cost items like Bandos Tacets, any of the God Swords, Toxic Blowpipes, Uncharged Toxic Tridents, anything like that. Anything where they flip pretty regularly and you don't have to wait like overnight for the item to flip. So if you wait over 10 minutes for one of these items to flip, usually that means the margin has changed, either for better or for worse. But if it were for better, it would have sold by then. So at that point, I would say past 10 minutes for these items, go ahead and reduce the cost of the item, reduce your selling price. And if you want to, you can even check the margin again. You just got to be careful, but you can take it a little past 10 minutes if you want to. But what I definitely recommend is watching how long you're having items in your selling offers. And coming in at number 3, and it is something I am guilty of doing, is buying the entire GE limit. The problem with buying the entire GE limit is you cannot price check the item again just in case the item has changed margin. So I am notorious for doing this, I've realized, and especially for high margin items. I wouldn't say this is as big of a deal for kind of items like Bandos Tacets, Amulet of Fury. I haven't had problems with that, but high volume items, you definitely do not want to buy the entire GE limit. Save yourself about 10, I would say. So if the limit's 10,000, buy 9,910. That way, in case the margin has changed, you can check what it is then. Coming in at number 4 is failing to recheck a bad margin. Now, for instance, let's say the Dragon Crossbow. The Dragon Crossbow has a 3k margin, and you fail to check it later on, like 20 minutes down the road. So that margin could have increased to like 25k to 30k. That actually happened to me in these past few videos that I have done. Rechecking bad margins is a great way for you to find new flips, new margins. So never call an item out, say it's out of the game, because the margins change so drastically and they change so quickly. Always recheck items. I wouldn't say like every minute, every 2 minutes. Recheck items every 10 to 20 minutes is what I'd recommend. But you definitely want to be doing that so you can get some better flips and you can get some more profit. Number 5 is being stingy with your margins. Now what I mean stingy is passing up too many things. By the time you're price checking items, you're already losing money. So if you're making 5 to 10k, as long as the return on investment is like above 1%, above 2%, go ahead and take that offer. It doesn't even have to be above 1 or 2%. If you're getting a return on investment of like 35K and the item costs like 4.5 mil or something like that, that's still a good margin. So that is a big problem that I had whenever I started out flipping. I was really stingy on my margins, but for you new flippers, you guys just have to get experience flipping. So definitely just flip everything you can. As long as it's high volume, as long as it sells, as long as it flips, just flip it until you can get down the basics of flipping. Coming in at number 6 is flipping during the wrong time of the day. By the wrong time of the day, I mean flipping whenever there are high volumes of players logged on. So basically peak hours. Don't flip during peak hours, or if you do, don't expect a ton of profit, because usually during peak hours, the margins are not the greatest. That's what I've experienced. So I definitely recommend flipping whenever there are not a bunch of people on. For me personally, that's around 10 o'clock Central Time. That's whenever I love to start flipping. That's whenever you're going to find the best margins, whenever RuneScape is not in its peak hours. No, I'm going to get a lot of hate for this one. I feel like the number 7, it's got to be flipping overnight flipping. So if you are not an experienced flipper, do not flip overnight items. I do not recommend it. I got burned for over 500K for flipping raw sharks, and they sank. They completely sank. It sucked. They tanked. So if you don't understand it, do not flip overnight. I'm begging you guys. Coming in at number 8 is going to be dwelling on your losses. Now, I'm known to do this every once in a while. Let's say I did a price check and I lost 200K, and it was just a faulty price check and the margin is not actually 200K. I would dwell on that for a few minutes, but by that time I could have made up that 200K if I continued to flip items. So definitely, if you guys lose money on a flip, don't be disheartened. You know you can make it back. You guys just have to keep grinding and learn from your mistakes. Number 9, waiting for the entire GE limit to buy before you start selling. This is something, once again, that I was guilty of whenever I started out flipping. But you have to think about it. If you wait for the entire GE, your entire offer to buy before you start selling the items, the margin's gonna change. So definitely, if you have the slots available, do not waste time selling those items. Do not waste time waiting for the entire offer to buy up, because by that point, the margins are going to have changed. Coming in at number 10, characterizing a flip based on previous margins. Just because an item has a 200K margin one day, or just because an item has a 2GP margin one day, does not mean that margin is going to be the same the next day. So always recheck items. I'm begging you guys, always recheck items. If you don't recheck items, you guys could be missing out on a lot of profitable flips. Alright guys, so that is all I had for you today. So do not forget that we are doing a giveaway to new subscribers. No, it doesn't even have to be new subscribers. Just make sure that you are subscribed. Leave your RuneScape name and a comment down below as to why you deserve a bond. I have 2 bonds that I'm giving away for 100 subscribers, because we reached 100 subscribers, guys. That is just awesome. It is something that I've always dreamed about, and we've reached it. And we're going to go further than that. But if you are not in this giveaway, all you need to do is subscribe, leave a comment down below with your username and why you think you deserve the bond. I will be making my decision in the next video that I release. So if you guys have reached it to this far, congratulations, you have a chance to get a bond. And there's 2 bonds, so we're going to have 2 winners. 2 winners. So please, please, subscribe and leave a comment down below. That is all I ask of you guys. So besides for that, I will see you guys in the next video and keep flipping.